Hello all. Today's topic is convolution codes, which is based on error correcting and detecting codes chapter. Let's start from the beginning. In the previous lecture, I told you that there are basically two categories of codes, which are block codes and convolution codes. So let's start from the difference of block codes and convolution codes. As it is mentioned here, see, it is showing that block codes are the codes, linear block codes, which are having a any time unit but in a current world, that current present time. That means if there are any code given to you, it just depends on a present. It is not going to depend on a previous or past input given to the registers. So for the coding purpose, they are just going to understand first input given to them, then the second one will be considered as a current, then third one will be considered as a current, as like that it will go on. Where in a convolution code we can see that it depends on n minus 1 time units. That means it is going to understand the previous span also with the present input. That means when we are going to enter input in it, the input is also considered the past result of the shift register. So let's start from the basics of convolution code. This is the introductory part of convolution codes. What is the convolution code? These codes are going to change them position with the cyclic form, but also they are going to depend on the previous input too. So this slide shows you the basic encoder type of convolution code. See this one is a, this diagram shows you convolution code for n state shift registers using modulo 2 adders. As everyone is aware with XORing, right? So we are going to do XORing as an output. Let's start from the data input given. Here is the part where input is given. These three are shift registers, S1, S2 and S3, and sequentially they are going to transmit them data one by one. These two are adders. Which adders? Which operation they are doing? They are doing exclusive OR operations. So there are two outputs. We have V1 and V2. This is output stages. V1 is XORing of shift register 1, 2 and 3's current position, and V2 is XORing of shift registers S1 and S3. Okay, so like the way using the shift registers and modulo 2 adders, they give you whole the convolution coder, right? And on basis of this convolution coding, you should give the algorithms. So using these convolution codes, there are three types of convolution coding available. From that, first one is Viterbi coding, which is standardly known as code tree. Rather than code tree, there is a state diagram, and as well as there is a state diagram, and as well as we have a trellis diagram to see. Let me show you state diagram. This is state diagram method, and this is, where is it? This is trellis diagram method. So state diagram, trellis diagram and code tree are three basic part of it. But before that, everyone must need to understand how this shift registers and modulo 2 operators going to work with the given input. So let me show you the basic parameter of it. See, this is the example on which we are going to make the whole convolution codes. Okay, there are three shift registers as in data input given, right? Then these two are modulo 2 adders, right, which are going to give us output. Which kind of output is that? V1 and V2. So this output's equation will be V1 is equals to S1 XORing S2 XORing S3, and V2 is S1 XORing S3 on the basis of this. Okay, so let's try to make one table which will help you to form your all the three operators, which will be happen in a trellis diagram, state diagram, and code tree algorithm. So this operations will be happen with the help of this table. So firstly we are going to understand this table. Let's take any input which is in your mind. So I have taken a sequence of 1 1 0 1 0 0 0. Okay, so this is our input sequence which will be given to shift registers starting from here, and we will get the output here. Okay, so first input is 1, second is 1, third is 0, fourth is 1, fifth is 0, sixth is 0, seventh is 0. There is no bar in the input taken, right? So you can take any part as an input. Now see, at the initial phase all the shift registers and output will be 0 because it is on a ideal state. Let us give 1 as an input. So if we are giving, see I am writing this here so there will be no confusion in writing the table. If 1 is given as an input, then this one is added here, so it will take the position of S1. Remaining part S2 and S3 will remain 0. Now we need to do modulo 2 operation, that means XORing for V1 and V2. If it is 1 here, then what will be your V1? It having this 1 XORing 0 XORing 0, so your answer will be 1. So V1 will be 1. According to that, V2 also having input as an S1, so we'll get 1 because 1 XORing 0, right? Now let's give another 1 as an input. So what will happen? This one will be shifted here, so your output 1, this one is here. See, it is shifting, right, because there are shift registers. So this one will be shifted here, and this is 0, so you will get 1 1 0 as an input, right? Now the next part is XORing. How to do it? You all know it very well. Let's start. V1 will be S1 XORing S2 XORing S3. So if there are 2 1 in XORing, your output will become 0, right? Because 1 XORing 1 will be 0. Now this is S1 and S3. So S3 is 0 and S1 is 1. So your V2 will be 1. Correct? Now let's shift this again. So 0 1 1. So your XORing of this will become 0. This one become 1. Yes. Then let's add 1 here. So it is 1 0 1. Correct? So your answer will become 0 0 4, both because both the inputs having 1 1 in the sequence. So 1 1 0 1 1 also 0. So XORing will be 0. Now let's move it to 0. So 0 1 0. See, we are shifting it like this, right, from the previous input. So if it is 0 1 0, your answer will be 1 0. Correct? Then again I give it to 0. So 0 0 1. Try to add it, so your answer will be 1 1. Right? Now again it is 0. Then it will become 0 0 0. See, so you reached at a initial state where view is started. So understand my point. What happened in a cyclic code? What happened in a cyclic code? It is every time see, every time it is going to repeats its sequence and get at the initial stage. So that is why it is called convolutional codes. Okay, so now with this, the introduction to convolution code has been completed. Now next part will be code tree or Viterbius algorithm. So let's start with the next lecture. See you soon, guys. If you have any queries, feel free to contact me. Thank you.